is the CEO of Academic Management Group, LLC, a global company providing coaching, strategic educational and career planning, consulting, personality and career interest assessments, and leadership development program. He also serves on various advisory boards for nonprofit organizations. He is serving as the 2016 and 2017 president of the Maryland State Counselors Association, a nonprofit organization dedicated to promoting excellence in the professional school counseling and maximizing potential of students in the areas of academic excellence, college and career readiness, and social economic growth. Ed also serves his community by supervising the school counseling department for his local middle school, and for over 25 years, he continues to successfully lead, empower, coach students, parents, inspiring leaders, professionals, and executives in leadership teams. Ed is my hero because he stepped out and did what his mission was, to be the vehicle to empower, to engage, to inspire. I give you Edward A. Reed.
Still morning, is that? All right, good morning. Good morning. How's everybody doing? Now make sure you got your water, you got your paper, and you got a writing utensil. Now if it's okay with you today, I want to teach for a little bit. But before we start teaching, I want to first pay respect to God. Because without God, none of this would happen. For God implemented his dream, which was his vision, for which we get to benefit from. I also like to thank Brother Larry White. Larry, thank you for your commitment to the community. And it's not just a one-time thing with Brother White. See, because Larry is what I call a pillar of the community. A lot of you guys don't know this, but when Larry's father was in transition, Larry had to make a choice. You see, God gave Larry a vision to recognize small businesses. When his father was in the midst of making a transition, Larry held on to God's unchanging hand. And he was able to have a successful event. And so I applaud Larry, because I don't see a whole lot of other folks going out, just Christmas gifts for kids, recognize small businesses, networking people, helping people network, helping them to grow. Larry's not getting paid off that deal. Larry's just trying to be a pillar of the community to fulfill the mission. So join me and let's give Larry a standing ovation. So I'm not one that does a whole lot of PowerPoints, but I'm going to set up a little bit here, so bear with me as we set up. Eric, I love your picture, man. Live your purpose. All right, so we're going to live our purpose. But before you live your purpose, let me ask you a question. Do you know your purpose? Do you know your purpose? Do you have passion for something? Do you ever dream and try to figure out how to take it off the pillow, put some legs on that thing, and put it into action? Do you have a purpose? Do you know your purpose? And are you aware of those things that stand in the way of you living out your purpose? You see, dreams have been around for a very long time. long time. I'm going to share with you just something real quick. So it says, but when he thought on these things, there's this guy, he's thinking about some stuff that's going on in his household. And so he's thinking about it. And behold, an angel of the Lord appeared unto him in a dream, saying, Joseph, thy son of David, fear not to take unto thee Mary, thy wife, for that which is conceived in her is of the Holy Spirit. Now, I didn't come in here to preach at you and get all religious, but I'm going to tell you I'm a man of faith. You don't have to be a person of faith. I'm not here to preach at you. I'm here to help you grow because I understand. So we're going to start off. I just want to read a story to you. But when I read this story to you, I want you to close your eyes. I suggest that you take me up on this offer. Close your eyes if you would. And as I read this story, I want you to visualize the images, create images based on what you hear. Everybody, and if you're looking at me and I'm looking at you, means your eyes are open. Close them eyes, please. So there's a story about a little boy. And there's this little boy. He's in school. He's in elementary school. Little black boy. Now, he's out of school, he looked around. Majority of the kids didn't look like him, but there was some. So this kid, he would go to school, and he started getting bullied. He didn't fit in. His hair was a different texture. He got teased. One day he's in class, and there's this teacher, an elementary teacher, calls all the kids, and look at this little boy, and now the teacher, elementary teacher, think back when you were in elementary school. And the teacher calls the little boy in front of all the class, and everybody sitting on the carpet. And the teacher says, so-and-so and so-and-so, you two are being moved to the small class. Now, the little boy, he could tease on the playground during recess. He didn't really have a lot of friends. And the last thing this little boy wanted was to get moved to the small class. That was the class that they said was for the dummies. That little boy cried, and he cried. Time went on. He began to withdraw. Got a little older in elementary school. He was misunderstood. He was ready to check out. One day that child took a bottle of pills and said he was done. But thank God, there was some different plans. And so that little boy, he made it through after 12 hours in the hospital, having a stomach pump. But then he started to hang out with a tougher crowd, and he developed that I don't care attitude. And so now he grew up, middle class family, with a father who was part of a group of guys who owned a limousine and bus company. You see, everything was always what it appeared. They had good days and they had rough days. Because running a business is more challenging on the inside versus looking at one on the outside. So now this kid is growing up, and the kid's placed in special classes. Not for his ability, but for not demonstrating his ability. As he got ready to finish up 8th grade, good fortune came his way. His 8th grade counselor looked over his test scores, pulled that little boy, said, do you think you can handle those regular courses? The little boy had a little attitude. He had a little chip on his shoulder. He said, of course he could. So he got put into regular courses. The downside, his attitude and his mindset didn't change as quickly. Now, as you picture this little boy growing up, he's in middle school. He's finishing 8th grade. Now, you fast forward, that little boy's in high school. He's suffering from the cool syndrome. And so he didn't take it seriously. His senior year, in March, a Marine recruiter called that young man and told him, look here, boy, you know you ain't gonna get nobody's college. So get on and sign up.
Well, remember, this boy had an attitude problem. And so he had a few choice words for the recruiter. Then he worked with his high school counselor, and in the 11th hour, they were able to get him to college. They were better off. This kid finished up with a 1.98 GPA and a 740 SAT. He went to a historically black college, and he met a man. He met a man who cared more about him than the kid cared about himself. But he also cared about other guys. So this guy decided to take this group of 25 boys under his wing, and he taught them how to win. It didn't take long. The kid's grades began to improve. The kid became a leader on campus and in the community. He earned various awards and even got a fellowship. And one day his older brother asked him, he said, if you could do anything in the world for a career, what would you do? By this time, the little boy grew up. He's about 19, 20 years old. And that young man said, my dream is to get paid to speak and help others. 20 years later, the core of his dream is still the same. However, it's grown. While this young man has enjoyed what some would say a successful career, the dream has expanded. What he realized is that the more he invested in his professional growth, the more he learned. The more he learned, his calling became crystal clear. His dream has expanded to transform lives throughout the world to improve the global community. He's living his dream, and now he has a new one. His new dream is to build a nonprofit youth family resident trauma center following an upscale model that incorporates open space, animal, and recreational therapy. To achieve his dream, he's building $1 million business in the educational and personal development industry that he will use to finance his nonprofit. Over the years, he's grossed over $1 million in revenue. And today, he's going to share some insights that he's learned from his experience, wisdom from his mentors, and the work that he teaches, developed by his friend and mentor, Dr. John C. Maxwell. Ladies and gentlemen, please open your eyes. And so that young man is me. And so I want to take a few minutes of the time and really unpack this dream thing. Because I got a question for you. The question is, everyone's concerned about this gap. We talk about the achievement gap. We talk about the performance gap. I'm going to give you another gap. Go look on, don't listen to me, but go check out Pew Research. Look at the gap between the rich and the poor. Google Pew Research and shrinking middle class. And what you'll find out is that the middle class is no longer a majority group. As Eric said earlier, 97% of the people who don't act on their dreams work for the 3% who do. But it's not all about money. What it's really about is creating opportunities. What it's really about, when we talk about put your dream to the test, because if you don't put your dream to the test, them little people who are looking at you to see if they should put their dream to the test, they're going to use the same excuses everybody else is using. But here's the difference. You think folks are having problems right now? Man, just wait. If you got generation after generation